Right, I forgot to do that. Yes, hello everyone, and here we go. How is everyone tonight? I knew I would do something ridiculous. How is everyone? Hello, Evie, Aaron, Nessie, Susan, blistering barnacles. Yeah, I'll get there, Evie. I'll get there. Oh, I'll tell you what, it was Billy Baltic. It was about -1, -2 where I lived last night. And hey Michelle, it was like -1 or 2 last night where I lived. And like even with the heat on, the poor cats were under the duvet with me. Well, one of them was. The other one was God knows where. So yeah. So Iceland's erupting again, which doesn't surprise, because that whole Reykjanes Peninsula's it's waking up. Well, it's woken up. It's not waking up. It's already awake. And luckily, luckily this one's just another fissure eruption. So it's still basaltic magma. So there'll be no crazy eruptions or anything like that. Just good, effusive, bubbly magma. And it really sucks you can't join in, mate. So how's everyone been? Everyone good? Yeah, I have some pictures that I'll be able to share of of a couple of fun things from. Oh, hey Susie. Not yet, no Evie, but I will be. I'll probably tune in a little later. I'm a bit out of the loop over the last few days. It's just busy, 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 really. Here. Um, I remember growing up, my dad went to Iceland for work. Yeah, yeah. I, I have a chunk from Iceland's first eruption a couple of years ago from a fellow moderator on the volcano stream. He went to Iceland and he was so kind to bring me back a nice big chunk of the original one that erupted, I think in 2021. That was a good eruption. It went on for about 4 months, I believe, because it started on the 19th of March and it went on. It was so good. We had all these names for those volcanoes. We had Bob, which stands for belching out basalt. Then we had Flow, which was fast lava output. We had Sif, which was sudden Icelandic fissure. And yeah, good times. Good times they were. Hey, Log. No, no, no. The one that affected plane flights over in the UK was in 2010. That was, I think that one was I was it Elfell? No, no, it wasn't because Elfell was I think Elfell was the one from Hammerhigh that erupted in the 70s. The one that erupted in 2010 was. Yeah, I'm not saying that name at all. Eyjafjallajökull. I butchered that name. I butchered that name. But that one was it was a VEI 3 was that one. So just a baby. Just a baby one. Damaging, but a baby. Luckily, it wasn't a VEI 4 or especially not a 5, because we all know from Mount St. Helens what a VEI 5 is capable of. I mean, look no further than Herculaneum and Pompeii. They were a VEI 5. But then, you know, the one that's yes, because in 1980 it was a British Airways plane that actually ended up flying through the eruption of Galunggung in Indonesia, and that plane looked like it had been sandblasted within an inch of its life. The captain, Eric Moody, he saved every soul on board that flight. And well, actually, in truth, it was the science that saved the flight, because the that hot and sticky ash got into the aeroplane engines, and all four engines cut out. And it's actually in the Guinness Book of Records for the world's longest glide of a 747. And they had to turn back to is it Jakarta? Jakarta Airport in Indonesia. I think it's Jakarta. And they had the cabin was filling with sulfur, and people who had window seats all saw the what's called St. Elmo's fire. Look it up. It's a actually, you know what? Next week I'll cover that flight in full detail if anyone's interested, because it must have been terrifying for those people on board. You know, it must have been absolutely terrifying. Yeah, that flight completely rewrote um the flight paths or something for when a volcanic eruption is going off. That was the flight that yes, no, never confirmed. There's a couple in you. I mean, we all remember White Island. You know, we all remember White Island in 2019. Those poor tourists, what they must have gone through, doesn't bear thinking about. Because it's not a normal. It's a volcano that has a lake of battery acid, and when that volcano erupts, it's not water vapor, it's acid. It's pure acid, and it yeah. Hey Jay, hey Logman. Hello Akash. Yes, those tour companies absolutely needed to be held accountable, because the scientists had done their part. They had raised the alert level, they had put out all the information, and the tour companies still took people to the island. Now, I would understand if it was a volcano that gave no signs, which is more often than not, no harmonic tremors, no uplift, no nothing. But each volcano, as I've said, they have a cycle. Every volcano has a cycle. Every single one of them. Dante's Peak, and they had actual volcanologists on on the film set, which is why it's one of the more realistic volcano movies. The other volcano movie with Tommy Lee Jones and Anne Heche, basically called Volcano. Yes, that has happened. It was parachuting. A farmer discovered a small little thing in his field, and within a year, he had a volcano in his field. It took a year or something to grow. It erupted once, and it's been silent ever since. So, hey, yeah. So everyone knows Danza Kong is sat to my right, using the internet on my TV. Yeah, Susie, how's your knee? Is, how's your knee doing, mate? The movie Dante's Peak though showed the showed pyroclastic floors as they are. That bit was phenomenal. Well, they've stopped air traffic. They've changed all the air traffic at the minute in Indonesia and Malaysia. Is it Malaysia? Because oh, Luatobi, Luatobi, as I've said a few times, that thing's just lost its marbles, and it's gone bonkers. It's gone totally nuts, that thing. But then when you have two different types of magma mixing like that and getting a sudden injection of of something else, you got to expect a chemical reaction. Yes, you are, Susie. Hey, Kenzie Kush. Thank you for stopping by. Here's something for you. Talk about missed opportunities. Have you not? Why has there never been a butcher that's called themselves the Grand Old Duke of Pork? Missed opportunity or what? So I think it was Jay that was asking on Ty's channel about the really big volcanoes, the giants, the super volcanoes, and we're gonna have to start with a VEI for that one. Dirty movie star. Oh, you know it. You know it. Oh, there's some cracking dirty movie titles out there. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Evil Head. Come on up and ask your questions, Jay. Get yourself up. Ask thy questions, and I'll do my best to answer them. Coming soon, Ron Jeremy and the Grand Old Duke of Pop.
He's got the old bit down now, isn't he?
brilliant. Oh, God. Well, hurry up, Jay. Yes, Shaving Ryan's Privates. There's Evil Head. Oh, God, there's so many hilarious titles. Yeah, Star Wars. Hey, Lammy, how are you doing? Thank you for dropping by. I mean, you've got For Your Size Only, Romancing the Bone, Titty Slickers, Goodwill Humping, Spermaventi. Oh, Jesus, God, I knew I shouldn't have looked at this. The Sperminator. Oh, white men can't hump. Oh, God, porn titles are life. Hey, Stewpot, how you doing? It's a toss-up between volcano movies or Ron Jeremy and the Grand Old Duke of Pork. Oh, God, like I say, porn titles. Whoever started making those movies up, they need a gold medal because it's life. Oh my God. Robin's Wood, the humped back at Notre Dame. Schindler's Fist. I can barely talk. God, I can't catch my breath here. Oh, Lord. Oh, brilliant. Facial of muggles. Oh, fucking hell. How you doing, Muggles? That was a good one. That was a good one. I like that. Facial off. Yep, Romancing the Bone. That's another one. Titty Slickers, Schindler's Fist. The Booby God. Yeah, that's another good one I will never conform. The one I watched was Evil Head. That was funny. Oh damn. Okay, oh, there
Hey,
we
I'm
go.
here. I made it.
Yeah,
Hey.
sorry, that was my fault. I was caught up reading funny porn titles. Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
Oh god. I've got tears.
I'm so
There
innocent. I wouldn't know
tears.
anything about that.
Of course not, Jay. Of
Yeah.
course not.
Yeah.
You're very sweet and innocent with an eye. I can see your halo. I mean, you know, your
Oh,
halo's that
cheers.
shiny it could be seen from outer space. You
Isn't
know.
it funny when a volcano blows a smoke ring? I think that's quite amusing.
Oh yeah. Because there's a couple that does it. Etna
Yeah.
does it, and so does Stromboli, plus a few others.
So you were saying before we get involved with that, I'm going to talk about others. Did I want to talk about the big ones? Did you want to talk about the big ones? I can't remember.
It was you. You asked something about the really big volcanoes on Ty's channel.
Yeah, La Palma's the one that interests me the most, but we talked about
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
La Palma is it's basaltic. It's never going to explode in the like the atypical volcanoes that people think about, the stratovolcanoes. That's
Oh,
not what La Palma is. La Palma is a shield volcano. That means once over, it would have been it would have looked like a volcano with a big cone and smoke billowing out of the top, but then it would have collapsed and it collapsed into a shield. It's got like gentle slopes here and there, and it's wide, and it makes for a very pretty scenery, but it's not explosive anymore because it's basaltic. And most it's not an exact rule because there are some outliers. Hey, Graham Alexander, thank you for dropping by. How are you doing? But with La Palma, you're looking at a vent with oh dear, he disappeared. He gone away. Oh dear. If anyone can get Nessie's link, I would be really grateful because I'm not quite sure how to do that yet, and I don't know what happened to Jay. Uh, Lammy, we don't have links yet. I have no idea how to get links to other people's channels yet. I'm still very much learning. So Nessie, if you can provide your link to your channel, I will be super grateful. I really will. Hello again, Sniffer. Hey Jay. I don't know what happened there. Everything okay? Jay? Oh, I don't know what's happening. No. We've still got internet. Oh, you can click on Nessie's name if you're a mod and you can copy the link. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I don't know what's happening with Jay. I don't know if it's on my end or if it's on his end. But I have my I have my page up for La Palma ready for when Jay comes back, and we'll go through some of the good stuff. You're welcome, Lammy. So while we're waiting for Jay to get back, how's everyone day been? Is because Danzakong and I were watching some good wrestling earlier, and I've got to, even though the match between Private Party and Young Bucks was good, it was clearly a match to make the Young Bucks look brilliant because Private Party were so underused in that match, and it was such a shame because they have so much to offer in terms of athleticism and showmanship. I believe that. Oh, nice, Moogles. Oh, oh, tropical fish. Nice. They are so relaxing to watch. I watched um I watched some aquariums, like aquarium cams on YouTube, and they're awesome to relax to. Welcome back, Jay.
Sorry, I had a bit of trouble with my iPad. I shut it down.
See, I didn't know if it was on your end or my
Yeah,
end.
yeah. It was just I had to restart the iPad up. Yeah, sorry
Oh,
about
no
that.
worries. Well, welcome back.
Thank you.
So, I have I have my account up at the Smithsonian, and I've got La Palma up for you. So,
Brilliant. Yeah, let's do this. Yes.
okay, so ask your questions, and I will do my best. Because La Palma isn't a one that I know very well, but I will do my best
Oh, I thought you had a
to
little
to
video
give
to
you
bring
some
up.
answers.
I thought you had a little video to bring up.
Unfortunately, I don't know yet how
Yeah.
to
Yeah, I
how to
struggled with
include
that.
it. And so I'm going to be spending this week learning how to do that so I can do a full video about it for you. And
Yeah.
I will
Yeah.
do that, and I will do my best to do it justice. So
Yeah.
whatever you want to know, I will try to include it in this video. But go
Well,
ahead, take the
I
floor.
mean, just the terrifying truth that I think, we differ on opinions here, but I just think it's a disaster waiting to happen, like they say. But you say it's not so bad because it's sort of crumbling slowly
It
or something. Yeah.
it's it's not so much that it's crumbling. It's that like orogeny, erosion, harmonic tremors, they're
Mm.
all a factor. And what's happening is that, yes, the stability is in question. There is no doubt about it. And there is a lot of rock there.
Is
So,
do you think volcanoes would exist on a flat Earth? I don't.
no, no, no.
Yeah. Hey, Lemmy's in the chat. All right, mate. Hey. So yeah, that's the one that's been on my mind forever. That one just sticks
Yeah,
in my head because what it could do, yeah, what it could do, and it could go at any minute. And I like his
okay,
experiment of the brick with the water, two bricks and water running through the middle, and after a period of time, you see the top bricks slide off. So that was a good demonstration of what's going on inside of it. So that was quite good. I found that
okay.
interesting.
All right. So what I've got here, it seems to be what I'm reading on my account is that it's still the volcano, the island itself is
Yeah.
still in a building stage, and it's building over almost a zone that already had a weakness that can cause ruptures. And the way they've studied it, they are looking for the presence of fluids, like because water gets trapped in rock, and that water can, it has an effect.
Yeah,
Everything has an
yeah,
effect.
and a
And
corrosive effect as well.
yeah, and because the island of La Palma itself is the one of the youngest of the Canary Islands. Now, every oceanic island on Earth is in what's called a triple rift system.
Wow, it's like you went to like did a course at home, like you can do university studies and all that sort of thing on volcanoes.
No,
It's brilliant.
I didn't. I'm self-taught.
Brilliant. It's brilliant. Yeah, a bit of research. Brilliant.
I've I've read them and looked at them since I was 4 years old.
So you're fascinated by them at a young age as well. Yeah.
Yes, very, very,
Yeah.
because I watched Mount St. Helens on the news,
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I
and
mean,
after
something
and
like. Sorry.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
I was going to say, remember when earthquakes go? I mean, not earthquakes. When volcanoes go off, and then planes and that get grounded and that. Yeah.
Yes, yes, it's
Yeah.
the ash column
So
and the gases.
my point the other day was back in before our times when volcanoes had gone off and plumed out and then blocked out the sun for 2 years, stuff like that. Can't
Yeah,
imagine going through it, but I can actually imagine us going through it, but not coping very well. I don't know.
no, we would not cope well at all.
Nah.
Like I say, in 2022, we got
Yeah.
lucky that Hunga Tonga Hunga was a submarine. If that thing had been an airburst, there would be no more Tonga Islands. There would
Yeah.
be no more.
Yeah. Could I just say hello to Tim quickly? All right, Tim Smith.
Yeah,
How you doing, man?
go for
Yeah.
it.
Hi, Tim.
Hey, Frequency.
Yeah.
Hey, Libertarian. Thank
Yeah.
you for
All of them.
dropping by very much. I appreciate it. I appreciate very much. I appreciate all of you.
I think it's a bit back as well,
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I was talking to you about that Russian one, but you were talking about a similar thing.
Yeah, Shevalush in Russia.
Yeah. Carry
That's
on.
VEI 5.
Right.
Um,
Um, that was something else. When I first saw that, I was like, God, that is crazy because the way it came into the atmosphere was very quick,
yes,
whoosh, and then
yes.
bosh. It was just
There
that was
was
something
one
out of
quicker.
science. Yeah, science fiction film, but real.
Yep. Yes. But there was one quicker than Shevalush. You know Pinatubo in 1991?
Fucking hell, 91. Fucking hell. I was
Yeah,
raving. I
Pinatubo.
wouldn't have, no, I wouldn't have been in that mindset. I would have been,
Well,
sex,
when
drugs, and
Pinatubo,
rave.
yeah, when Pinatubo erupted, it erupted so fast the shockwave went vertical. It didn't spread out, it went vertical, so nobody heard it. Nobody
Right,
knew it
okay.
was coming.
But that one in
Nobody knew
Russia
it had
took out
happened
all the
because they never heard it.
windows. Yeah. Mm. Well, it didn't take out Russia or us. So.
No, no, it didn't. It was luckily it. Shevalush is in quite a remote area, so that was good. That was
It,
good.
it took out all the windows and that, though, didn't it? Right, KP?
Oh no, you're talking about the the comet, the asteroid, the meteorite.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
talking about a volcano.
Oh, sorry, yeah, I was talking about the asteroid that come on
Oh,
Russia's
but
atmosphere,
yes,
and then yeah.
Chelyabinsk. Yes, over 1,000 people lost their hearing due to that boom.
Well, they're lucky they didn't lose their lives because I thought that was
Yes,
it. I thought that was
yes,
it when I saw that, but obviously it wasn't. Hello, Paul Dunn. You're all right, mate.
yeah. Luckily, yeah.
Yeah, but
Luckily, that landed in a remote area. Well, a remote as possible, but it still did a fuck ton of damage. I mean, that shockwave, you could see it moving.
yeah, you can
You know?
imagine. It just made horrible. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
and
Oh,
it
and
landed in a lake, didn't it, or something? It landed in water. I know that because they recovered it.
I think so. I think so.
Mm. Is that Muggles? Is it
I've
Muggles?
seen
Muggles?
videos of it, but I
Muggles.
haven't fully read up on it. As much as I like meteors, they're not my passion.
Yeah. So volcano. Talk to us about volcanoes then, because there's a lot of in Hawaii, isn't there? And that the Canaries. There's some.
Uh, as I was saying before, all oceanic islands, they're on a triple rift system. That means there are two fully formed fault lines and a third one that either isn't finished or just kind of goes dead. So if you can imagine like the peace symbol,
Yeah.
instead of being three full lines, there are two full lines and say half a line. Hawaii is a triple rift system. La Palma is a triple rift system. Tenerife is a triple rift system. Hawaii is just like La Palma. They both have the basaltic volcanoes Mauna Loa, Kilauea, Mauna Kea, and La
Right.
Palma's got La Palma,
Yeah.
and Tenerife has Teide. So they're very similar in terms of output and
Capability.
stability. Yeah, stability is a good word for the overall eruptiveness. No,
Yeah.
eruptiveness is
Destruction
not a
or
word.
whatever you want to
No,
put.
no, no. The amount of times that they erupt, like the activity in terms of activity, except for Kilauea, because Kilauea is one of the most active volcanoes on Earth. We don't really have to worry about her, because she's constantly active.
Which
She
one?
doesn't build up, and Kilauea, she
Ah,
doesn't generally build up a lot of pressure because she's always off, off. Every couple of months, there's a new eruption.
right. Okay. Yeah. They were worried
The
about
one
Yellowstone, weren't they? But now they're not. It's like what?
right now, here's where I can actually show a photo.
Okay.
Let me just find it. The Snake River Plain Basin. Okay, open. Let me open this. Present. Share screen, window, Snake River Basin. Okay. Right, I'll give that a couple of minutes. Hey, UK
Is there?
lady, thank you for stopping by. Right, right, like I say, the Yellowstone itself is not the volcano. It's not. Yellowstone is just where it's currently sitting.
Oh, look. There's
This image is it's the
island
Snake
chain.
River. Right, if you can see all of the craters,
Yeah.
there's about
I see the fault cracks as well.
seven,
Was that the
seven craters,
right?
and they're all going in the direction of Yellowstone.
Oh
That's
dear.
the movement of the Earth's crust.
Right.
So by the time Yellowstone is ready to next erupt, that hotspot will be under the Rockies. The Rockies will go bye-bye for sure, but there will not be another VEIA from Yellowstone because the Rockies are going down. The Rockies will take the main of the blast, and it what will happen is that it will just put so much solid rock on top of that gargantuan magma chamber that will never have to worry about Yellowstone ever again. Yellowstone is not a worry.
Okay. Good. I mean, it's got some phenomenal stuff in Yellowstone, isn't it? It's got all sort of springs and does it have geysers
Oh
and?
yes,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Never been to
UK
America.
Lady Yellowstone will never erupt in a VEIA ever again.
Meow. Sorry, it's my cat. Sorry.
And Yellowstone is pretty much a hot spot. That it Yellowstone won't set off a chain reaction like people think because it's not a volcanic complex. It's an individual.
But if,
It has a lot of vents,
yeah.
but
Hey, just
it
think how
won't go.
people must used to live around these things. Like you got hot water, hot springs, and that, and
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've seen the monkeys get in the hot waters, in them. Oh, what place was it? There's some volcano or something.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
plenty of life that enjoys. Hello, honey. Like those nightmares I have from time to time.
Sorry,
No, just the man's joined the man,
the better man.
my man, my
You're,
man's here.
yeah, the better man.
He
Hello,
but
mate.
yeah, Yellowstone. Oh, hold on, UK lady. Lots of eruptions in Iceland today. Yeah, the whole of the Reykjanes Peninsula has woken up. But again, the Reykjanes Peninsulas are mostly shale volcanoes. They're not going to have giant They'll have what's called explosive lava fountains, where the lava fountain will go up maybe 5, 6, 700 meters, but there won't be an explosion. There won't be an ash plume. And because Iceland, yet again, oceanic island, it's on a triple rift system. But that's not the only thing with Iceland. Iceland is on the mid Atlantic rift.
Can I just
So,
ask, Ultra, have you hidden your dresses? Was UK lady wearing them? I bet you've hid them under the floorboards with the bodies. Anyway, back to you. Sorry, love.
no, it's
That
okay.
idiot turns up.
So,
Carry
because
on with that because I was enjoying that. Sorry.
the mid Atlantic rift is pulling apart the North American plate from the European plate, I think. I can never remember the names of the plates, so don't ask me.
Cool. When them plates go like and they slip under
The
or over,
up, the
it
pulling
always
away,
causes.
and lava and magmas coming up to fill the space. Now, the Mid Atlantic Rift runs right through Iceland. Iceland are getting more land,
Oh,
and
okay,
that's
yeah.
what's happening in the Reykjanes.
We'll all
The
have to move to Iceland, innit?
In a few million years' time, everybody will be living in Iceland.
I don't know
But
about 2
the,
billion.
but the fun fact about Iceland right now is that what's creating it, the volcano that's erupting now in Iceland, the Mid Atlantic Rift, is the same one that created the Isle of Skye in Scotland. It's the same one. And it's some of the most primitive magma that's been seen in decades because there's no magma chamber there. It is just coming straight from the upper mantle. And it's fantastic. And there's so much research to come out of Iceland. I'm trying to keep up with it all, and I can't because there's so much coming out in terms of what they're learning from not just the tremors, but also in terms of how shield volcanoes work, what to look for. And the more we learn about them, the better we will be at predicting, at making the right call when it's needed. And
What?
that's really important. It's really, really important.
Well, I'm a troll account. Sorry, I'm not. Got a couple of disruptors going on tour. They've hooked up as a couple and they're on tour now. So,
By the
oh,
way, that Angie account is one of Jason's troll
no,
guys.
it's not.
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, I'm gonna say this once. Any shenanigans, either leave them at the door or take them to your channel because I will not stand for shenanigans
Mm.
at all.
Well, I come up to talk to you, and these two have just rolled up, and yeah, not really into these two. Well, why didn't you bugger off? Oh dear, we were having a nice chat then, wasn't it? And these
We
two
were.
arseholes turn up. Yeah. Oh, sorry, it's like they're like a disease. Sorry, mate. Sorry.
Chris, can you take UK lady and yes, UK lady, please. I don't
And
want to
ultra.
hear.
If you're getting rid of one, you might as well get rid of the
Yes,
other.
and ultra, but I don't know which one ultra is because
Well,
I
that's
won't
her
have that.
boyfriend now. That's her slave for the minute.
No, that Danza Kong's my best friend.
There you go. There you go.
But yeah, I'm not standing for your comments right now, UK lady. Thank you very much for coming, and there's no offense taken, but
You've interrupted, didn't it? You just come to cause problems and have a laugh.
I
We were
will
just
not
having a chat.
have that. I will not have comments like that in my chat.
Anyway, this is brilliant. So, well, we're talking about the fault lines, yeah. So when these
Yes,
when the plates hit each other and then one goes up, one goes down as they sort of thing.
that's a subduction zone. That's
You're
a
good at it.
disruptive. Yeah,
Very
that
good. So that causes a 10 meter, what was it? A 10 foot tsunami normally.
can you remove Mr. Doom, please?
Have you got mods? Yeah, have you got mods?
Yes,
Yeah,
I do.
brilliant, brilliant.
I have one sat to my right in my living room right
Oh,
now.
brilliant. Yeah, that's
My best pal of 20 years, Danza Kong.
brilliant, brilliant. So yeah, so
So
that
yeah,
causes a standard what 10 foot tsunami normally.
uh, well, we all saw in 2004 and 2011,
Yes,
Japan and the Sunda Strait, the
Boxing
Sumatran,
Day. Yeah,
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 the
yeah,
Boxing Day tsunami.
yeah.
Now, what happens is that you know how one plate pushes the other one down. Well,
Yes,
what happens is the one that's getting pushed down, it'll go so far and like a band, it'll spring up. And that's what happened. And when the plate kind of bounces back up, it displaces all of that water, and the water has to go somewhere, so it goes into land. Now,
yeah,
everyone thinks it's the water that gets higher the closer to land it gets, but that's not the case. It's the land that dictates how high the water will be, because as the land
ah,
rises and the water gets shallower, you know the water gets higher as it gets to the shallow end, because there's nowhere else for it to go, so it just looks like the water's getting higher when really it's just the ground getting up. Remove ultra. It
see you
does
later.
and that's what happened on Boxing Day and in 2011.
Yeah, I remember it.
When
It was crazy, wasn't it? It was fucking
it
crazy.
was it was horrifying in so many ways. Now, you would think, living in such a seismically active area like the Sumatran subduction zone, that they would have had some monitors or a warning system or some. They had nothing. Those people were sitting ducks. They had nothing.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
the only warning systems were in um the only warning systems were in the Pacific Ocean. We are
yeah.
talking about the Indian Ocean. Now, the warning systems
Pacific.
in the Pacific, thank you, in the Pacific Ocean picked up everything that was happening in the Indian Ocean, and all people, by the time the warning systems there picked it up,
Yeah,
all the only thing the people could do was start making phone calls. Like, you had geologists trying to get through to embassies around the world to warn them about what was coming. But you know, you're you might be a geologist, but you're not a president or a prime minister or a home secretary. You know, people aren't going to suddenly rush to answer your phone call. So by the time these geologists got through on the phone, the
Too
all
late.
it was too late. The tsunami
Yeah.
was already rolling in, and
Yeah.
and it was awful that they had nothing. Those people had nothing. They were left to that subduction zone.
Is it because it's a third world country in that? Do you think?
I don't think it was. I don't think it was because it's a third. I just think they didn't think. They thought, oh, it's never going to happen. How many people think that it's never going to happen? Oh, it's don't be so dramatic. It's never going to happen. Hey, Bear Britain
Yeah,
audits
it's my cat. Yeah, he's sitting on my
and
lap, and he,
dejected tomato. I'm going to make you a mod
good choice.
if
Really good
so you
choice.
can help people out if
Good
you don't
choice.
mind. Thank you very much, dejected. Is that okay, dejected tomato? I would be very grateful if you could help me out here.
Yeah, you chose a good mod there. Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
Yeah,
Would you mind, dejected tomato, very much if I gave you a hammer?
hammer. I like that.
Thank you very much.
So what
Thank you
were we
very
saying?
much, dejected tomato, because poor Chris is typing away here. And
Yeah, I can't shut the cat up, chat. Sorry,
oh, don't
I
don't
got to
worry
stroke
about
the
it.
cat and
Don't
right.
worry about shutting the cat. I have two cats myself,
But
so I understand.
he gets very jealous, so he has to sit in front. He's sitting in front of the iPad on me. So
Thank you very much. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
my two one's in bed and the other one is still in hiding after being sat on. So yeah,
That's one thing I've
Dancer
never
Kong
done to.
accidentally
Yeah,
sat on the cat. He
my
accidentally sat on Twiggy because she was hiding under a blanket on the chair.
wow. I always keep the washing machine closed as well. You know, I fucking don't want him getting in. I've heard some terrible stories about that sort of thing. Oh dear.
Oh yeah, yeah, so have I,
I
but
think
never
Gypsy
mind.
Dave told me one. If I got it wrong, I got it wrong. But
Yes,
yeah,
please, dejected tomato.
yeah, good one. Hello, Snowy. I wanted to say hello earlier, but I was listening to Sit and Spin. She's quite interesting and knowledgeable about this.
Oh,
It's
thank you
like,
very much. Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah, no, I've learned
It's
a bit. Yeah,
it isn't often I get to just blab on about it. So I will take any opportunity that I can to actually talk about this because
yeah,
it's not just fascinating. It's something I think people should know because every people go on holiday. Everyone goes on holiday. They all take hikes. How many people a year go up Etna? How many people go up Semeru? I mean, it was only a couple of months ago that 22 people died at Mount Merapi. They were on a hike and it erupted.
that's right. That White Islands. Yeah, I remember it. Yeah,
What happened at White Island. And I think if people had the knowledge, if they knew what to look for about the volcanoes where they are going on holiday, they can they have a basic knowledge to look at the alert level, at the warning signs, and they can make their own informed decision. Because
yeah,
as we saw in White Island, tour companies will take you anywhere because money.
yes.
And clearly in this day and age, it's up to us to look out for ourselves.
I don't think I can do much about Lake Palmer.
The
I
thing
mean, we
is,
we
with
have differing views on this one, don't we? You think it's
it's
less
it's not
dangerous?
so much different views as that I'm reluctant to to be part of to come right out and say, yes, it's going to cause a mega tsunami. I'm reluctant to do that
I'm not.
because I don't know enough to feel
Ah,
comfortable to make a decision one way or another.
ah,
And
I
also,
do.
B, there are too many factors to take into account to say that with any definitive certainty about what's going to happen. There are too many variables
I mean, I
to.
like your idea of it's crumbling too much. All that mass won't fall into the sea like you think. I like that. That gives me hope. And yeah, yeah.
Oh, there's plenty of, I
But
mean,
but to, I mean, I've been into Lake La Palma for years. It feels like over a decade, and I'm pretty. It's in my mind, because if that does
yeah,
slip in, it is going to hit us in America, but us first. It hit America in 4 hours, they reckon. Uh, anyway, yeah, I think because of its composition of the rock and the water
yeah. I mean, you
collapsing.
have to take everything into account,
Yeah,
everything,
yeah.
including any Oh God.
Sorry to give you brain fog. Sorry.
No, no, no. I've been having brain fog for months. And however, if let's say it did happen and the worst happens, it would be a catastrophe like
Yeah,
no other.
yeah, and
Um,
that's what lives in my head for time. So,
however,
and I can live with
there,
it. I can
there's
live.
one worse.
Go on, because isn't this called Krakatoa? This what's the name of the string? Because I was 20 minutes late to it. Is it Krakatoa we're talking about later?
Yes,
Right.
but well, I was going to talk about Krakatoa, but I'm thinking I'd prefer to save that for when I'm able to include videos and
Yeah.
footage.
Yeah.
And because what I didn't know is that they actually managed to get a recording of that explosion, of that infamous third explosion, because they had just laid down some telegram lines, and what they did, they took the vibrations that were recorded on the telegram and they turned it into an MP3 of that third explosion, because that was the mother of all explosions. It was one in a million, and that kind of explosion. I don't think. Well, except it did happen again. It did. It happened with Hunga Tonga Hunga in 2022. But no, I haven't, London girl. I would sell my soul to go to any of these places. Oh, Queen, you mean the VEI, Queen Nessie? The VEI, the Volcanic Explosivity Index. Yes, yes, that it goes from 0 to 8. And now I've completely lost my train of thought. Dear God, help us all.
Shut up,
Oops,
Ultra.
oopsie, oopsie. Yeah, Chris got you by accident, Lupinski. Sorry. Chris is trying to get somebody else. He accidentally blocked my boyfriend.
What happens? Didn't it? Slip of the finger. Yeah.
Yeah, Chris, can you remove the Ultra Collective, please? Can somebody remove Ultra Collective?
When your money's gone, you're gonna be buggered. Ultra.
Right.
Sorry.
But
Wait, carry on.
Krakatoa did a Krakatoa was one in a million.
When did Krakatoa happen again?
1883.
Wow, that's quite a way. That was quite back, isn't it?
Yeah, not that far. Not that far.
1883. Fucking hell, you got this all in your head, right?
Yeah, like I say, I forget a lot because I've got other stuff in there, and it's a
Yeah,
jumbled mass of like 40 years of reading random volcanology books.
fantastic. Well, you got it in there. You got it in the head. So,
And
so I'm impressed. I'm very
I'll
impressed.
see you later, Conform, and enjoy your food.
Yeah,
Enjoy
see you
your
later,
food.
fella. He does some good videos. He's
Yeah.
very. You should
But
subscribe to him.
because when Krakatoa went up, when that third explosion happened, all four of her vents erupted simultaneously, and that was why that noise. It's the furthest sound has ever travelled.
Thank God for them holes then, because otherwise it would have been a bit more explosive, wouldn't it? As in, I
It
mean, I
couldn't
know
have
it's
been any more
explosive, but
explosive than what it was. That was a six. That was a VEI 6. 36,000 people were killed from the pyroclastic floors
wow.
at the
I mean,
end.
that's my nightmare to be caught in one of them. Fuck it.
Yeah, you wouldn't have a nightmare for very long.
No, you
You
wouldn't.
would be instantaneously incinerated.
That's an upside, isn't it? Yeah, at least it'd be
Yeah,
quick. It'd be quick. That's the only upside. But like, what was it? Pompeii. Then people suffered. The people who hid away and got covered in ash still, they suffered.
the
Everyone suffered
people
there,
who hid away had something worse to worry about than the pyroclastic floor.
What did it have to wear? What gases or something?
No, yeah, part and parcel was the gases, but the other thing was the initial heat wave that came away from. See, Vesuvius has a nasty temper, a very nasty temper. Every explosion is worse than the last with Vesuvius.
When with
Every explosion.
Vesuvius, it come out the side, didn't it? It didn't come out the top. It came literally
No,
leaked down. Huh?
no, that was
Oh,
Mount St. Helens. Vesuvius came out of the top.
right. Okay, got it
It
wrong.
was the pyroclastic floors that did that completely obliterated Pompeii and Herculaneum. Completely obliterated.
Crazy. And so when these volcanoes go off, I mean, nothing like this has happened in record for us. I think where like the atmosphere gets
It
the sun
has.
gets. Has it happened to us? For
It was Pinatubo,
what year was that?
1991.
91. What? No, no, no. I'm saying where it goes off and it covers like the world in ash,
Oh,
so you can't see the sun. And then
well, with a little luck, we never will. But
yeah, but
the way Campi Flegrei is going right now, that beast is being monitored 24/7 from all angles, because right now it's Bruce Bogtrotter. I want him gone.
yeah, that's disgusting, isn't it? Have a cup of tea. Have a cup of tea.
I want
Bruce Brother gone. Gone. Brilliant.
Campi Flegrei
But you
right
will
now.
see. You will see. Maybe you might. I don't know if you don't block them in. Sometimes if you block them in Streamyard, you still see them in YouTube. Sometimes that happens.
Yes,
Anyway,
thank you, Tomato. If you got him. Yes, so I see on a volcanology chat of all things, they have absolute no decency or decorum. I have done nothing to these people, and yet they come on and try to gossip about others. I told them not to. Like I said, everybody gets one chance, but I won't stand for it. Absolutely not. Now, Campi Flegrei, what's been happening over the say between the last 20 to 30 years? Right, right, to start with, Campe Flegrei is the world's smallest supervolcano. The reason why it doesn't have the title of supervolcano is because it's never erupted to the standards of a VEI 8. It's always been a 7. And the fact that it's as small as it is, considering the amount of damage it can do, we want to thank our lucky fucking stars that thing never is not any bigger than what it is.
But then, aren't these volcanoes like there's a big mass underwater as well?
Yes,
So yeah,
because Campe Flegrei is not just, it's not one volcano, it's a volcanic complex. There's about 22 vents. And when I say it's a small magma chamber, I'm going by supervolcano standards.
right.
That main magma chamber has created 22 single magma chambers for every single vent that it has. 22.
It's quite a lot.
Yeah. Now, the one that's got all the activity at the moment is Pozzuoli vent, which is in the Bay of Naples. Most of it is underwater, and the only thing standing between absolute destruction and life going on as we know it is something called cap rock. Now, you know how strong Roman concrete is. You know that because we can see there were ruins everywhere, and they're still standing strong. All these years later, they are still strong, and they've stood the test of time. Now, the cap rock underneath Naples isn't just strong, it's flexible. So it's bending with the uplift. And I'm going to try and find the photo of Campe Flegre's uplift, and I'll show
So
you just how bad this is.
all right.
If you just give me a moment. I didn't realize I would be talking Campe Flegre. Let's
So
just
this
search
is
my tiny PC.
all this is like caused by the what do you call it? The core, the core in the middle. And I just think how much material this thing's letting off, really.
Well, um, how much material you can see that in things like tuffs and magma dikes that have solidified. The Isle of Skye,
The Isle of Skye.
yeah, that whole thing is was a volcano. It was the volcanic. It was the magma. If you stand on the beach at the Isle of Skye years ago, you would have been swimming in tons and tons of magma. It was one of the most prolific at the time, was that one. And so was the one, the extinct volcano at Hadrian's Wall. That thing is colossal. That goes from Teesside up to Berwick and part way under the North Sea. So that's how big it is.
Yeah, but you know, like the sun, like is going to be alive for billions of years. You know, like the core seems to have a long life cycle as well, doesn't it? It's the magnetic field, and then it must be material must be coming off it all the time. I don't know.
Hmm.
Strange, isn't it?
It it is, but we're learning more about it every day. We are, and I'm still trying to find, because I know I have an image that I screenshotted from a video about Campe Flegrei. I'm going to tell you this once, AJ's AJ's Bright House TV. I'm going to tell you this once.
Well, it's ultra, isn't it?
All right, ban, please. Ban.
It's ultra UK lady for sure.
Like I say, I am not Christopher. Uh, I want Christopher Bridge gone. This is a volcano chat.
Yes. Yeah, as a kid, I liked volcanoes,
It's
the sea,
ridiculous.
space, all that sort of stuff. So, yeah.
But yeah, I'm determined to find this photo. I am determined. I don't know what's happened to it.
But the other picture you got up, that was quite good. So don't panic.
The Snake River Plain.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
Yes, I have a lot of um. Oh, please don't tell me this is gone. Just a moment. Oh yeah, it's a screenshot. I was looking at it in terms of, which was very clever of me. You just give me a moment. There it is. I found it in my screenshots because it was not in my photos. And again, I will share this screen share window. Now, I took this screenshot from a video by Faultline to show you how bad the uplift is over 20 years. I want you to look at those moors. I want you to look at them. You
The
see
moor,
how, yeah, the
this
boat
thing
moor.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Now, if you look at the wall behind it,
I'm going to make it bigger
that's
so I can do that. Oh, yeah, go on.
right.
Oh,
If
what's that
right,
coming out of the water?
that's ground. That's the ocean floor being pushed out of the ground due to uplift.
Ah,
The boats can't get into the harbour anymore.
okay, yeah, yeah.
An
I've made
ancient
it big so
Roman
I can have a
market
proper
has,
look around.
yeah, the ancient Roman market has
Yeah,
been pushed out of the water.
yeah,
Now, if you look at the wall
yeah,
behind it, you have moors, boat moors, harbours
yeah.
on that wall.
No, they
They
can't.
have been pushed so high and far back, they can't be used anymore. So they had to install new ones.
Right.
And that's how much the uplift at Campe Flegré has been over the last 20, 30 years.
Wow. So that harbour wall's in danger then. Proper.
No, the whole city, it's the deadliest city on earth
Oh God.
right now.
Okay.
It's terrifying. If that goes, we will see a VEI 7.
Okay.
And that's about as close to world ending as we can get without actually touching on it. We will be in a very different world if that goes off. We will be in a. The best I can hope for is a VEI 4 or a 5. The best we can hope, because a VEI 2 wouldn't be enough. We would just be going through this again in a few years' time. We would just be going through the same thing because it wouldn't be enough. But a 4 or 5 would get rid of a good amount of pressure. It would it would be a good throat clearing. But we do not want to see this thing go up.
Well, I think with all the climate change or whatever, temperature change, however you want to look at it, um, yeah, is a factor to some of these stuff. Not that particular one, but other
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Um, I want to see if I. Thank you very much, Chris. Yeah, he's making me a cup of tea, bless him, while I sit and talk to people.
Yeah, I've got one
Right,
in my
hold
hand.
on. I have a couple more photos that I took, a couple more screenshots, and it will absolutely show just how much this uplift is. That
Yeah,
was all full of water before. That was full of water. Boats could get in, ferries could get in.
yeah.
Um,
But they used to moor up there, didn't they? Now they can't.
yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
they can't now.
That's a great picture
Um,
and example, isn't it?
yes. And the other one I've got, um, it's the same as the other one, but it's just a bit of a closer photo of the mooring. As
Yeah.
there we go. This one on here, you've got all the new ones, and you can for this for just how much you can see the people in front, just how high and far back it's been pushed up. Now, if it hadn't been for the cap rock, that would have it would have gone already. But the that natural Roman concrete is providing a barrier between Naples and complete and a catastrophe like no other.
And that's on the cards, isn't it? That's
Yes, it's been monitored,
there's no
but
stopping that. Yeah.
yeah, but the worst of it now is that Campe Phlegrae's magma chamber is now feeding Vesuvius.
Wow. I remember hearing about Vesuvius. Yeah.
Yeah, Herculaneum Pompeii. We're back. It's
Yeah.
just gone full circle. And now I will try and find an image of how many vents there are in Campi Flegrei, because, like I say, I have my photos and my screenshots from a lot of places. I'm terrible. I'm terrible.
Do you mind if I get some food going? I'm still here, but
Go
like I'm
for
just
it.
gonna get some
Go
food going
for it.
because my
You
stomach's
know.
going good and yeah.
There we go.
Oh wow.
It's a
Let me make that
screenshot.
big. Cool. That's quite a
Yes,
landscape. I see that. I see. I'm looking at these. Yeah, I can see it. I can see all this. Yeah, put the mouse up. Uh, where's your mouse gone? Sorry. Yeah, that one and the one next to it.
we've got one there,
Yeah,
there, there,
there, there, and that
there,
little one.
there,
Yeah,
there, there,
there.
there,
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
We've got a little one there. Got a little one there. We got that big fuckus thing there. We got another one there. You got another one over there. You've got
Yeah.
a couple of little ones here. You got another one there. Um, and then you have that one right there.
Yes.
That one there is Potswally.
I've heard of it. Yeah, I've heard of it.
And Vesuvius is a little bit over here. Vesuvius is that way.
It's mad how civilizations build near volcanoes, isn't it, in the
Oh,
past?
they always have,
Yeah.
because Damien Rice volcano. Oh, my favorite volcano.
Kipper
Oh,
sniffer. Is that the real kipper sniffer? Oh, mate, I ain't seen you for ages.
oh, my favorite volcano is 100% Terra. Terra.
Kipper sniffer. I'll become a sniffer.
Okay, Susie is here.
Brilliant.
Hello, Susie.
Hi, love. How you doing?
I'm all right. How's you?
Blinking great.
Hi,
We covered.
Susie. I'm glad
Nice
you're
to
feeling a
see
bit
you.
Oh,
better.
Thank you for coming by.
yeah, well, I love this. If I'd had my time over again, I would have been an archaeologist, geologist.
Brilliant. Good job.
If
Right,
it
I'm going to do
Wonder.
some food. You two carry on. Brilliant.
Right.
All
If
right,
if it
then.
hadn't been for my wheelchair, I would have been a volcanologist. But being
Mm.
in a wheelchair, I would have been mostly in a lab, because I wanted to be the one that would have been climbing up the things and getting to the rim, taking those samples, hacking bits off with a hammer, you know.
Yeah,
But it w-
brilliant.
it would have just frustrated and annoyed me, to be honest, being in a lab.
Yeah,
You know,
that's not
while
my
everyone
type
is
of
out there
thing
doing
either.
what I should be doing. Eh.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I'm an outdoor girl, definitely.
Yes,
Extreme
yes.
sports I used to love.
Have you
Loved
ever
it.
been to Hadrian's Wall, Susie?
Adrian's Wall many, many, many years ago. Yeah, many years ago.
So,
I must, I must have
do
been
you
in my
ever
20s.
uh, do you ever remember seeing the very tall, like cliff edges there?
Yes.
Those were from an intrusive volcanic eruption,
Were they really? How interesting.
underground volcano. And the little windsill came first, but the bigger windsill came second.
Oh,
Now,
wow.
like an intrusive volcano is an underground volcanic eruption, and what
Yeah,
they do, the lava cools before it makes it to the surface, so the ground just goes up and up and up and up, and by the end of it, you have the whole, you have like a cliff face of lava,
yeah.
high force, the waterfalls, high force. That's all lava. That's lava. Edinburgh
Mm,
Castle is built on a
yes.
supervolcano.
Yes, I
It's
know.
built out of the volcanic rock. It's
Yeah,
fantastic. I mean,
it is
this.
amazing.
Oh, I love it. I mean, the British Isles are
I
beautiful
know. I know.
for this, and so much people walk over it every day, and they don't know what it is they're looking at. And I get not a lot of people find it exciting or interesting, but
Oh,
we wouldn't have. Sorry, carry on.
I love it because, like I said, if I had my time over again, that's what I would have done. I would have done geology and archaeology.
Why didn't you?
Life.
Mm,
Got married, had children. You know, just life in general. Yeah. Well, I would have definitely. Instead, I went down ancient history and theology.
yeah,
Yeah, I've done that from 16 years of being in a wheelchair. So yeah,
I hear that.
yeah.
I
You
hear
need
that
to
one
sort
loud
of
and clear.
focus. You need to focus, don't you? Something
Hmm.
about okay, this may now be my new life, but I'm going
Thank
to
you,
use my
Chris.
brain.
Yeah, Nessie, you want to watch? Danza Kong's just linked to a documentary with is it Tony Robinson? Tony Robinson, he covers it far better than I ever could, and it goes through High Force and Hadrian's Wall and Edinburgh and the Isle of Skye. But the Hadrian's Wall bit is brilliant because it tells you exactly how that whole area was formed,
Brilliant.
and it's wonderful.
It is
It is
Tony Robinson.
wonderful.
He's brilliant, isn't he?
Oh
Really.
yes,
Yeah.
I love timetaking. You see,
Yeah.
I'm a huge geek. I'm a huge geek.
I am on the quiet.
No, no,
we said both my hubby and I studying quantum physics right now. So
Christopher, you should go on Mastermind Specialist Subject. You would piss it. No,
You
they'd
win.
probably come out with the most obscure questions ever.
No, I think you got the answers. I really do.
yeah, but people don't even understand why the Earth is like it is. As you know, well, you would know, I should imagine, that all land was connected at one stage.
Yes,
So it goes
Pangea.
through phases. Yeah, it goes through phases, um, and it's definitely cyclic. And the
Yes,
Earth sort of increases in size when these things happen. You have more volcanoes producing more
yes,
land. Volcano said earlier about
yeah.
don't understand why people live around volcanoes. The soil
Because they
around
give
there
far more
is
than they take.
phenomenal. Yeah, the amount of nutrients and everything in that around
Yes.
volcanoes is phenomenal.
That's
Phenomenal.
why that's why a lot of gardeners and farmers are now buying volcanic ash because of
Yes,
all the minerals, and that's why it's in skincare now.
yes,
Vitamins and minerals, but it's not just that. Our gold, our jewels and diamonds and rubies.
yeah.
It's not barren, Kipper Sniffer, at all. Tenerife
Well,
has got some beautiful greenery, but it
oh,
takes a
Tenerife.
long time for that land to become usable because it just gets scorched within an inch of its life. I mean, you've got 800-degree, you got meters of 800-degree magma sitting on top of it. Yes, it
Yeah,
does, Nessie, because people don't like to look at the black sand. So Tenerife gets nice sand imported because nobody likes the black sand.
crazy, isn't it? Little do they
Yes,
realise how good it is for their skin.
yes, yes. I mean, how many people travel to get those mineral mud baths?
Exactly, exactly.
You know, it's so good for you. But
So how long
you
have
know,
you
like,
been into it? How long have you been into
oh,
volcanology?
since I was 4 years old, I
Awesome.
watched something on the news when I was 4 about Mount St Helens,
And that was it.
and that was it.
Awesome.
And I have got books on books at my mum's house: volcanoes, tsunamis, earthquakes. You know,
Yeah. I know what
I
it's
love
like
it.
with a book.
I mean, if you ask me, the world's largest living being is the Earth itself.
Well,
Because
of course.
if it was dead, nothing would grow here. But it does. So
Well,
clearly,
it would grow because we've got worms and things like that that produce the soil. So things would grow, but the earth would stop producing more land.
yes,
So
yes,
eventually it would burn up. It would go. It would literally just disappear, explode, whatever. If it
yes,
stopped, yeah, that's eventually
yes,
what would happen. But that's not where we are. But everything is cyclic. These things happen cyclically, and they happen for a reason. And the earth grows. It grows, and it grows because we have all these things happening. Um, Volcanoes, the earthquakes, as you know, the
yes,
rift. Um,
yes. Rifts,
these things
ridges,
happen. So yes,
mountains. I mean,
yeah,
hell, Mount Everest is ocean floor.
yeah. I mean, we live in the beacons. It's quite high where we are.
Constructive plate boundaries.
Yeah, yeah. It's always interested me in geology. I love it.
Yeah, I've liked it. I'm just sitting here munching. I thought I'd mute my mic. While I do that. I'll be with you in a couple of minutes. But
Enjoy.
just think how many are under the water that we don't
Oh
see.
yeah, oh
All
yeah.
this
Yeah.
load. There's
Yeah.
loads under the water.
Uh,
Definitely is.
the place I'm most interested in is Antarctica because it's so hard to get there that there's probably stuff we don't even know.
Do you know my theory on this?
Go
Everybody's
ahead.
focused on everybody's focused on Antarctica. Oh, you can't go there, which makes people want to go there, but nobody's talking about the North Pole. There's a reason why
Oh,
the North. There's a
I'm
reason why
interested in the North
certain,
Pole too. Hey,
yeah, well,
Hister.
there's certain places you can't go there either.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, so
There
why
are
always
islands
one?
you aren't
Yeah,
allowed to go to as well. I mean,
exactly.
oh God. I know it's just off the coast of Iceland that it's become a haven for certain wildlife and seals, I think. It was created by one of the underwater volcanoes, and it's off limits to all humans because they're studying it from afar. Yes, every now and then a researcher will go over fully kitted out in a hazmat suit and they'll take samples. But no human has set foot on that island. And I cannot remember what the island's name is. I can never remember.
I
But
don't
yeah,
know. What part of the globe are we talking?
Iceland.
Just off Iceland.
Yes, I'm sure it's Iceland. But it might be Greenland. God, there is so much mess in my head with this stuff that I cannot remember what is where. I really
I
can't.
reckon. I reckon there was a civilization in the at the South Pole or something like that.
Well, yeah, it was used to be lush green lands. That
Yeah,
when we are leading up to a pole shift, everything, the old plates, the tectonic plates move. It's
Yeah,
getting ready to do that flip. So when
yes.
that flip happens, this is when tsunamis and all that happens. Land, old land, some old land will disappear, and a lot of new land will appear.
I mean,
That
hell, at one point, Africa was under a ton of ice.
yes.
you just can't imagine it, can you?
No,
You just can't imagine it.
but
Fucking hell.
here's
Well,
a
think
better one
about it.
for you.
Ice Age.
Yeah, but think about this. So the Earth is flipping itself. If we look at desert places, they used to be lush and green. Now
Forest,
it's
yeah,
all dry and barren. But when
yeah,
another flip happens, that desert will become lush and green again. So basically, it's like the world fertilizing different places and
Yeah,
moving things so it can realter and grow and grow. You know, that's how I see it. She's a living spirit,
yeah, because
definitely.
beaches change shape and
yes,
that through.
certainly.
Yeah, you know, you could have
Certainly doesn't
stones one day and they're
always.
gone the
Yeah,
next. You
certainly
know.
often washes away. I think. I think it's Cersei. Um.
I've gone
Oh,
back to
nice
beaches.
one, Nessie. Nice massage to get.
Yeah, I know that, Kipper, but that's a false. That's man-made. I'm talking about the natural way of things. But
And
that
he,
is man-made. And brilliant that they can do that. Absolutely
yes,
brilliant. Taking water
and
and
he is
like,
one for you, Jay.
mm,
Right, all volcanic rock and ocean floor, when it's created and cooled, it memorizes the direction of the magnetic field. The
flow.
magnetic
Yeah,
field also changes. So if you look at volcanic rock and ocean floor through like a magnetic machine or whatever they're called, you will see that it goes in different directions.
yeah.
Now, how they can tell the age is simply by reading the bands backwards.
Don't they use a Doppler for that?
Is it the Doppler?
Is it because
Oh
I'm
God.
sure because it's so far down. I'm sure they use a Doppler anemometer. Is it? I think it
Damn
is.
it.
Don't quote me
Is
on.
that the
Don't
one that
quote me on.
sends? Is that the one that sends the radar through the ground? That one.
They also use laser. You can get a laser
Yes,
Doppler anemometer.
yeah. But
Um,
and another thing they also do as well, like when there are large earthquakes around the world, they will actually measure the not just the size of the quake, but they'll also measure the speed of the ripples going through the earth. Because I think it's only P waves that move through liquid, but not because you've got love waves and you've got P wave. Oh God, is it P waves and S waves?
S waves, I think, and P
S
waves.
waves. That. Thank you. Because one of them goes
Sonic
through
wave.
liquid and the other one doesn't. But when they
Yeah.
go through something solid, the ripples speed up, and that's how they know like the concentration of the earth, what the earth is, whether it's solid, liquid, whatever, because these earthquakes are big enough to travel down,
Oh
and they
God.
read it like a form of echolocation. It's incredible. It's incredible what they do.
Oh, definitely. I totally agree.
It's
But
it's phenomenal.
I'm more interested in the North Pole than I am the South.
Let's
I
talk
want to know
about the
what's
North
going.
Pole for a
Yeah,
second.
what's going
Yeah.
on up there?
Come on,
What's
Susie.
going on?
Give us some stuff about the
I
North Pole because I would
Talk
love
to
to
me,
learn.
Susie. What's going
That's
on?
no, that's the thing. They, if we look at all the information and all the videos and the live streams and everything that's been done on Antarctica, but nobody's talking about the North Pole, and I want to know why. I'm just curious as to why. Why isn't anybody focusing up there? Why is it everybody's focused down there? Because
Good
you know when they
question.
say, look here, but don't look over there. Yeah?
Yeah.
It's
Then it's
like a
over there.
Well,
hand.
When it's
if
over there, you need to look. Yeah? That's how
if
my
Okay.
you want
mind
my
works.
opinion on that, I think conspiracy theorists have given Antarctica some good PR.
Yeah, but I think it was directed that way, to be truthful. I really do. I
Think?
think to take the focus from what's going on, because they've always done it. If they're saying, oh,
I
look over there, you can guarantee they're doing something up the other end. You can guarantee. You know? I don't
I
trust
can't
anyone.
argue with that. I can't argue with that. But yeah,
Well, I
That's
don't know
it.
what's going up there.
Type
I don't know what's going on up there, but where's Santa? Is he the North Pole? Yeah, Santa territory. That is. That's what that's all about.
yes.
Yeah, but there's areas up there that nobody can go. It's just like the South Pole. Just areas up there you cannot go. But they keep that hush hush. They keep it hush hush. And I'm
Yeah.
like, why isn't anybody focused on that? Where's the conspiracy theorists on the North Pole?
Well, they say we've explored more of the Earth than the water under the water. So
Oh,
people
definitely.
people must think you're right. They talk about the South. Maybe the South's more hospitable than the North. I don't know. Does anybody know? I'll have a look in the
No,
chat.
I just think they kept a lot of information from us, as we know. And I think up there they
Oh yeah, for sure,
deliberately fueled
Stu.
they
Santa
deliberately
do have
fueled
a
the
weird life
focus
cycle.
to
Hell
the
yeah.
South, in my opinion. I truly believe they have. You know, you've got all these ships, all these crews. Like, look how much money they're making off the cruises that go down there just to go around it. It's a bloody money making scheme, whatever it is that's going on down there.
I wish it was
They've,
called Mr. Boaty Boatface instead of the Richard Attenborough, but that's all right. Yeah, no worries.
but I
Do you know
do
the
like
research
that.
vessel?
I'm thoroughly enjoying
Icebreaker.
this, dude. I'm
Order
thoroughly enjoying
51, Nessie.
Component
Only if you're
51.
not drunk as fuck. Yeah. Only joking, Nessie, but I'm not. No, yeah, no. Oh, this is fascinating to me. You know, it's like all the stuff I
I'm
liked at
glad you're
school when I was
enjoying
a
it,
kid.
Jay. I
Yeah.
know
I
this
thought
stuff
I am as
isn't
well.
everyone's cup of tea. I know that. I know a lot of people can find this very, very boring and dull, but
Open your mind, isn't it? It's like
it's incredible to
it's
me.
Yeah,
scary
but
at the same time.
you
That's the
incorporate, you're the type of person to incorporate other things in there as well, like you're saying, general chit chat. You know, so it's
Yeah,
not just going to
yeah.
be exactly, but it's very informative, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Are
Right,
you
the hubby's just come back with a dog, so um, I'm going to
and
make
you're
him.
feeling all right? Yeah.
Oh, my
Yeah.
leg is still swollen, very
Oh,
bruised, but I'm a tough old bird. I definitely am, as you know, Jay.
I'm
Yeah.
glad to hear
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
Nessie.
Yeah. Definitely.
I'm really glad
Yeah.
to hear that.
Yeah.
And thank you for covering it for me. I
You're
appreciate it.
welcome.
I remember since I couldn't sit there anymore. I was like, my stomach's going. So I was like, oh god, sorry.
And aside from that little bit of fun we had in the comments, it's been awesome for me to be able to just open my mouth and blah 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 it all out.
It's good. Yeah,
You know,
it's good to get it
because
out.
it's constantly in my head.
I know the feeling. I know
Like,
from the time I wake up, it's physics,
yeah,
physics, physics running around in
yeah.
my head.
And it's like centuries worth of geological knowledge just as any minute, any second, it's ready to come like verbal diarrhea out of my mouth.
But the thing is, like you said, you've liked it since 4, and if it wasn't for what happened to you, you'd be doing something like that. So I found
Oh
that
yeah,
fascinating. Yeah,
but the
brilliant.
but also at the same time, if I hadn't been in a wheelchair, I probably would have been dead by now. I would have been swallowed up by some ungodly crack in the earth. I would have fallen into the pit. I
When you see those blokes in the silver suits and that, and they go up to get a sample of lava with their big long ladle. Yeah, you seen them do that.
Yep.
that's what I would have been doing.
That's exactly what I thought you would have been doing. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
absolutely. Yeah,
yeah. I,
yeah.
like I said, I probably would have been burned to death or something in a
Or
volcano by now.
or you would have been in a safe place, just taking the data from their things. Whatever. Who knows?
Yeah,
Anyway.
it's like I've also ended up promising the man that if we are ever in a volcanic eruption, that I will not run towards it like a fucking lunatic, and that I will become a potato sack and allow him to carry me in the opposite direction, so long as I
By the
can
way,
look at it from over his shoulder. That I've compromised on that.
yes. Sorry, Wayne's interrupting.
Yeah, like C3PO on Chewbacca's back. You know, I've promised him he can. I promised him he can save my life.
Sorry, I visualised that. Then good.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Empire
Absolutely
Strikes
brilliant.
Back. Yeah, Empire Strikes
Great
Back.
sense of imagery.
Are you coming up for a bit? Are you coming up for a bit, Lupinski, or are you going to be busy with your FC in 14?
She's just speaking to one of the
Yeah.
mods. Right. Well, anyway, I'm
Oh,
going to need to make a move.
yes,
Good to talk to you, Susie.
they're actually
Yeah.
doing
And you.
something now about that. I think. I can't remember where the article was. Ah, okay. Tell them all I said hi. Tell the FC I said hi, and
Right,
yeah.
Jude. Yeah, I'm going to have to go. Bye, chat. Bye, everyone. Thank you,
Okay.
Jude. Loved it.
Thank you very much for coming
Absolutely
up,
loved it.
Susie. It's been awesome talking to you.
And to
It
you, Jay.
really has
So
been.
Yeah, always a
I'll
pleasure.
catch you on your next one.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yes,
And say
You
hello to
take care.
Paddy for say hello to Paddy for us.
you too. And
Spotif,
look
he's
after
right
that
there.
knee.
Hello, Paddy.
And look after yourself,
He just,
Susie, and take care of that knee.
oh,
yeah.
I am, I can assure
Yeah.
you. And he's pampering me, so all good.
Good, good.
Right. God bless,
All
mate.
good.
God bless.
Well, take care. God bless. Speak to you soon. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye. She's a nice lady. She's
Yeah,
all right.
she really is.
Yeah.
And not just that, she has a good head and shoulders. You can tell that by the way she talks, in the words that she uses. You know, she's not she's not a simpleton. For
No,
the
no, no.
for lack of a better word, she very nice lady, very nice to talk to.
Yeah, yeah. I've had. I don't like to talk about things too much, but I've had some great Reiki from Susie. So
Yes.
appreciate that. You know what I mean? I'd like to send some back somehow. Oh
Uh,
dear. Dear. But I'm loving this. This has been a great little chat. I mean, where were we? What were we talking about? So many things.
oh yeah.
But
I
if you're
mean,
up for carrying on, I'm up for carrying on. It's
yeah, I'm good to go.
yeah,
Is
yeah,
it was this was basically a chit chat and answer whatever questions you had. So carry on, carry on.
yeah. Let's just say hello to the chat quickly, eh?
Yeah, hello
Art
again,
Stewart.
chat.
Hello, mate. uh,
And
yeah,
thank you
that
everyone
do.
for calling by. Seriously. I really appreciate everyone coming along, especially that I know volcanology isn't everyone's cup of tea, and I know a lot of people can find it
Well,
very very dull.
I find it more interesting than
Hey,
football.
John,
Hey, John.
thank you
Sorry, I
for
don't
coming
speak to John
by.
that much. Hello, John. Yeah, I prefer volcanology, anything like that, than football. You know, I find football really
Yes,
boring when they talk about football. But yeah, it's one of the things. Yeah.
same, same. But saying that, there are quite a few sports I do like.
Hmm.
You know,
But Susie
I used
brought
to
up
love Formula One.
Susie
I
brought up a
love
great
Formula
point
One.
about the North Pole. I don't really
Yeah,
know fuck all about the sorry language, but I don't know nothing about the North Pole really.
same,
Really.
same.
Mm,
I'll read up on it and I'll find out if there's anything going on there. You know.
yeah. I mean, I'm not very good at geography unless it's in front of me. You know, seeing it, I can't really. I'm not
Oh,
very good at geography.
just a minute. Hold on. Yeah, there's always going to be a magnetic pole shift, like in the next whatever. Yeah,
There's people who say it
Twiggy.
causes chaos. There's people who say it's happened many times before. So yeah, it's
Yes.
confusing, isn't it?
I mean, if you saw Chicago a couple of years ago when they had that cold front sweeping, that was horrifying. Those poor people must have been ice cold.
Was it the Russians? Did you say?
Art stew. Yes, yes. The gaming the live game streams are on their way. I just need to learn a couple of more things, I promise. And then I'll be going right through Monkey Island, Longest Journey, lots of retro games. And oh, thank you, Kenzie. But I would be a terrible teacher. I forget too much, and my teaching would be all over the place because I tend to go from one subject to another, and sometimes the knowledge I have kind of gets mixed up, and I'll be talking about one volcano, but I'll be using information from another volcano that's similar, and because I forget a lot, and but that's just because I've read that much that I just roll them all into a ball of angry hills now. That's what they are. They're just angry hills, you know.
Angry heels, I like that. Yeah. Devastatingly upset heels. Yeah. But the part, I mean, civilizations pointed to all sorts of things, but yeah, volcanoes have been obviously much harsher in the past. But I'm expecting something big to happen. It's overdue. Something big's overdue. You know.
Oh, there's something big's always overdue.
I think.
Always.
I think it would also like it's Mother Earth sort of sorting the population out as well. Be it us, be it whoever. Random,
Well,
whatever. Might be. Well, if the ice is all melting and that, it's going to cause changes, isn't it? So what about the
but it,
gases from volcanoes, like that taken people out? Like I think there's been villages and that have been taken out through like gases and stuff.
well, one of the worst for gases, without doubt, is Kawaii
Right, I'm not sure I've heard of that one.
sulfur. There is so much sulfur, the lava burns blue.
Ah, right. Is that where they collected that one? Is that the
Yeah,
big? Yeah, yeah.
and the photo I'm about to show
Okay.
has not been edited or photoshopped in any way. You can Google it and see for yourselves. But there's that much sulfur, and that is what the lava looks like.
Wow, let's make it big. Wow.
That's what the lava looks like at Kawaii. That's not edited.
The thing is, though, I mean, it builds land, doesn't it? Lava and that it builds land masses, and volcanoes doing that.
Yes, but it's not just that. It provides other things too. Oh, Nessie, I've just found the windsill from Hadrian's Wall. I've just found the photo of Hadrian's Wall. I'll share that in a moment. But yeah, land masses and cliffs, jewels, diamonds, all
Oh
kinds.
right, yeah.
No
I'll believe you.
frequency. Google it. Google Kawiti Gen and see for yourself. That's not Photoshop. Go look. The lava burns blue. There is so much sulfur. It's just blue. It's, and people go and mine that sulfur with their bare hands.
Mental, innit?
Yeah, Google
Mental.
Kawiti Gen blue lava, and it's incredible.
So when they get these acid pools and that's crazy as well, isn't it?
Yeah, but
And
the blue lava is 100% real.
he's probably trying to wind you up.
Stop, frequency. Don't be a conspiracy theorist. Because there's too much proof to say otherwise. Yeah, I have no time for people that ignore blatant reality. People have gone
Facts.
there and seen with their own eyes. There are people that go and mine the sulfur that have seen the blue lava with their own eyes. That frequency, if I had the money to get you a plane ticket and drag you to Kawiti Gen, believe me, I would. I'm not a BBC lover. I don't go to BBC. I go to the Smithsonian and the Volcano Discovery. That's not the Discovery Channel either. There's also Global Volcanism Program. You can go read about it on the volcano program. You can go read about that. You can go to independent photographer pages. You can go anywhere you like.
You can also on YouTube. There's like the monitoring for earthquakes and stuff. You can go and
Yes.
look at it. Yeah. Yeah, somebody's just having a laugh, wind you up, probably. It is because you can be proved wrong down the track, isn't it? Like,
Of course, it's good to keep an open mind, Stu, but when thousands of tourists have go there every year to see the blue lava because they have to wear proper masks to prevent that gas from getting into their lungs. They go there every year, they take their own photos, they see with their own eyes, and for someone to come and say, well, that's not real, is openly ridiculous.
I believe you. Does that help? I believe you. I do.
It doesn't matter if I'm believed or not because there's solid proof out there. So
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. It's
Well,
ridiculous.
I think you're quite knowledgeable, and I don't think you'd have any reason to lie. So
I have none at all.
why would you lie about something like that?
You
Isn't
know,
it?
I don't need to exaggerate about any of this
Thank you,
stuff because
Kenzie.
it's dramatic enough without help. Just
Yeah.
how much more dramatic do you want it to get from?
Oh, Ren's just released Slaughterhouse. I'll look at that later.
Okay, who is me? I don't know who me is.
Is it backstage? Me? Is me backstage?
Yes, I don't know who they are.
Okay. Have they written in the chat? No. Ask them to write in the chat.
It's absolutely ridiculous that I have to do that on a volcano chat. Come on, people.
His
Show some
Kipper Sniffer
decency.
has been inducted.
But anyway, so right, we're gonna go to oh, I will, Nessie. I will. Yes. And my banner. Oh God, there's so much I'm forgetting. Yes. But we're going to I suppose I could always talk about the volcanic explosivity index
Yep,
because that'll give you a good idea of how volcanoes are classified
much appreciated,
and how
Kipper.
they actually and what it is. Hold on, I'm sure I have an image around here somewhere.
So
Um,
a good little tip for you: if they don't write in the chat, then don't let them up. That's
that
my
that
advice.
that's pretty much I think what I'm gonna go with.
Mm.
To be honest,
It's a safe
I
measure.
don't know what frequency said. I don't particularly care. So yeah,
It's,
get rid of him. If he's been a dick, get rid of him. Thank you very much. It's everyone gets one chance. I am zero tolerance of shit and shenanigans.
yeah, there's plenty of that, isn't there?
Oh yes, unfortunately. Right. So the VEI, it's all dependent entirely on how much ejecta is given out by a volcano. About how the bulk, all that ash and smoke and gas and crap is erupted. You've got you have all you have the VEI 0, which is your little Hawaiian volcanoes, you know, the likes of Iceland and Kilauea and Vanuatu. And for Gratisfuel in 2021, you got Mauna Loa's VEI 0 from say 1975, 1984, 2022, and other years. And Stu, you've been fine so far. You haven't caused any shenanigans. You haven't been an idiot. You haven't done any of that. That's cool. Give a sniffer. Yeah, I have a few meanings to BBC as well.
Doo-doo. So you're talking about the index.
Yeah, the first one is 0, which is very effusive, and it's less than say 10 cube 10 cubic meters of bulk ejector.
Right.
You know, it's not a lot. It's mostly lava and magma. They give out a fuck ton of magma, but they don't have like an ash plume or any explosions or any of that. The next one is VEI1. And here you're going from Hawaiian, which is very effusive, very bubbly, tourist volcano. Number two, no, number one, sorry, is still very effusive, but it's got a little more punch than a one. So it goes from Hawaiian to Strombolian. The Strombolian eruptions came from Stromboli because it was actually quite a unique
I love the
eruption from
names.
Stromboli.
I love the name Stromboli. It sounds like a
Yes,
food,
me
doesn't it?
too. Oh, I love some of the names of volcanoes. I mean, Hunga Tonga Hunga.
Yeah, yeah.
I love
Sounds like a
that
drink.
name. Hunga Tonga Hunga. Marapi. Marapi and a third Marapi. and no, they all mysteriously disappeared, Kipper Sniffer. You know.
Well, the Bermuda Triangle, they worked out what the problem is there.
Wasn't
Did you
it
know
some
about
type of
that?
gas or something?
No, it's got sheer rock cliffs under the water. So
Oh,
yeah, it's got sheer
sketch.
rock cliffs under the water. So the water
Oh,
goes up and down on these things, and yeah, it causes sinking of boats. I'm
yeah,
afraid.
I can imagine how that's dangerous.
Yeah,
And
it's
yes, it
very.
does, Nessie. It does sound like a pudding to Stromboli.
I've got
Yeah.
to put in here. What is it?
Oh,
It's
nice.
hang on, I need the light on. So what is it? West Country clotted cream and rice pudding. Never,
Oh, nice.
mm, never had that one before.
Then you have VEI2,
Yeah,
which goes up again to Strombolian eruptions to Vulcanian. Some examples of that is Etna, Unzen, White Islands 2019 eruption was only a VEI2.
okay.
Then you have a VEI3, which is where you're getting into more explosiveness. You've got your Strombolian eruptions, you've got your Vulcanian, you've got your Pelian, and the subplinian eruptions. Some
Yeah.
examples of that is Fuego's 2018 eruption. Now, I watched that one live. That was pretty impressive. Was that one? You got Surtsey, and you've got Cumbria Veja from 2021, which was the one everyone was talking about in 2021.
Is that the was it in Canada? Is it in Canada?
No, that was the Spanish one, La
Right.
Palma, Cumbria Veja.
Okay. What was the one that the smoke, the ash cloud grounded all the traffic, air traffic? Sorry.
That was in 2010. That was Iceland's.
Okay. Okay. Yes. My memory's
E-
shite.
It was Iaka's. Hold on.
So I remember them saying, "Oh, how can a bit of ash?" Well, yeah, we'll ground you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will.
Go away, freedom awaits. Then you've got VEI4, which is your Pelian volcanoes, your Plinian and subplinian. These are known as catastrophic, and they have a plume that's greater than 10 kilometers. These erupt like every 18 months to 2 years. So you have you the volcanoes you're looking at is Tal, Semaru, Laki, Pele, and the Icelandic one from 2010. Then you've got your VEI5. These are the Pelean and Plinian eruptions. These are cataclysmic. These tend to erupt. Oh God. Every say 100 years.
Okay. Yeah, that rings bells because
You know,
we've
uh,
been quite
some
lucky.
examples of these are St. Helens,
Yeah,
Vesuvius, El Chichon,
it's a good one.
Tarawera, and you know,
Where's the Chung
the
one? Is that near Japan or something?
El Chichon
Yeah.
is Mexico.
Fucking hell, Mexico.
Yes, it's in Mexico.
Right, fucking
Then
hell.
you have the VEI6s. These ones are colossal. These are the ones that make history. These are the ones where you think, "Oh, please God, no." These these ones are the likes of your Krakatoa, Santa Maria, your Pinatubos, your Nova Ruptors.
They
These
just
are
pump out
bad.
lots of material, yeah? Lots of it.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
they have a plume over 20 kilometers high,
Yeah.
and their tropospheric injection is substantial. Then you have your VEI7s. These are your super colossal, and they are ultra Plinian eruptions. They have a plume that's over 20 kilometers high, and these erupt every couple of centuries. These are the likes of Long Valley, Aira, Samalis, Tambora, Santorini.
She said the last big one went in 18. Was it what
That
year?
that that was Krakatoa's 1883.
Right. So that would be like nearly a couple of centuries, isn't it? Nearly.
Yeah. I mean, Krakatoa's already in a cycle. She started a cycle again in 1927.
Sounds like she needs a vasectomy. Nah, I've got.
The last one, the last one on the list is VEI 8. These are mega colossal, and these erupt thousands of years. These are thousands of years in the making. You got La Garita caldera, Yellowstone, Lake Toba, Taupo in New Zealand.
Right.
These take a long time to cook, a very long time to cook.
Well, it must be to do with the cycle of the core, isn't it? As well, the core must have a cycle.
No, it's all to do with the chemical makeup,
Ah,
because
okay.
it isn't the volume of the magma that causes the explosion, it's the gases in the magma. The
Right.
gases have to change composition, and once the problem happens is when that pressure starts to get released. A bit like, have you got a pressure cooker?
I've got a slow cooker,
Right.
but I know
I
how a
want you to.
pressure cooker
Okay,
works.
okay,
I know it
right.
works.
You'll have a kettle.
You
Now,
need a
when
valve, isn't it? You need a valve.
right, when you put your kettle on to boil, that heat causes bubbles, and the bubbles come up and the steam escapes.
Yes.
That is a volcanic eruption. It's the gases.
Right. I'm with you now. With you. So we're on
It's the
7.
gases.
Do we go to 10? Is there a 10?
No, it ends at 8.
Okay. So
There's
eight's
only
just
ever been one theoretical 9. It's still theoretical for now, which is La Garita caldera.
well.
She has a temper.
Well, I was thinking like my mind's just skipped off. Sorry, but on other planets because we're quite a small planet compared to other planets, and things like Jupiter and that. Imagine how big the scales are over there because their wind speeds and
Oh
also
yeah. Oh
yeah. So
yeah.
I mean, I do think of things like that. You know, like oceans of liquid nitrogen. You know, and stuff like that. So. Sorry, I've taken it off, but yeah, I was just thinking of other planets, volcanoes, and that. You know.
Well, Olympus Mons on Mars.
Right,
And
there you go.
is it I think one of the moons erupts ice. I'm sure of it. I'm sure I've read that somewhere.
Wouldn't surprise
I'm
me.
sure of it. Oh, crikey. If I had a memory, I would be dangerous.
If yeah, Arky, don't
Yeah,
take your
the
frustrations out on me with your flat Earth. Yeah, I don't
mm,
believe in flat Earth.
because it's ridiculous. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah, yeah.
It is 100% ridiculous,
You know, he's
because
using the
if we lived on a
technology.
flat Earth, all of the instruments wouldn't work, and all of the instruments that we use every day are created for an oblate spheroid.
And line of sight's well proved because his internet's well shit at night, you know? So
Hmm.
it's been well proved.
It's like it's like that man who joined the United States Navy looking for proof of a flat Earth. Yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, a man joined the United States Navy looking for to secretly prove that the Earth was flat. And yeah,
How was he going to prove it? Do you know? Was he
I have
Navy
no
pilot?
idea.
Huh?
I have no idea.
It's mad, that one.
But
So
it's
what's eight then? What's eight on the index? Tell me about eight, because it
uh,
sounds like it's a killer, like the end of it.
it
You know?
is. It's Yellowstone. It's Lake Toba. It's a bottleneck in humanity.
Right.
It's it's kiss, bend over, grab your ankles, and kiss your ass goodbye.
Yeah.
If you're lucky, you will die instantly. If not, you will survive the aftermath and you will slowly starve in famine and disease.
Yeah. Yeah.
You'll have no way, unless you live close by your loved ones, you'll never see them again. Because
Well.
everything we know and love will be gone.
Yeah.
We will slowly starve to death because there will be no sun for a long time.
Yeah.
No sun.
That's how it works, isn't it? Yeah. You can't
Yes.
grow anything. You
I
know.
mean, as it stands, to put it in comparison, when Lake Toba erupted 75,000 years ago, humanity was bottlenecked to where about 90,000 to 100,000 people were left alive. And funnily enough, I want you to Google the Toba catastrophe theory. Now, you know how some people are lactose intolerant?
Yes.
Right. Here's something fun for you, fun fact. There is a potential link between the Toba eruption and lactose tolerance, because the normal lactose tolerance is the genetic mutation. Lactose intolerance is how humans were supposed to be. Now, when Toba erupted, the tribes had to start moving, and as cattle died off, they had to start finding ways of making cattle and protein last longer. So they started to drink milk. Cut a few thousand years later, and human evolution kicks in. Google Toba catastrophe theory. Now, Toba is unique. Is a unique volcano. It's the only one in the world that has methane, and it is unnecessarily, unnaturally violent. It is when I say some volcanoes have a temper, Toba is Toba needs to be locked up in a mental asylum and
There's,
wearing a special coat that lets it hug itself.
but there's no.
Toba is out of its mind. Toba is nuts, bonkers, loco, wacko.
And where is that in the world?
Well, Indonesia.
Indonesia. Okay.
Yes, Indonesia has about 127 volcanoes because Pacific Ring of Fire, subduction zone, Sunda Strait, and it's also you know it's Indonesia.
All right.
Yes, yes, Danzakong. Toba needs a nice white jacket that lets it hug itself. Now, Toba's chemical makeup is so insane it turns rocks into rubber.
Whoa. Seem a bit
That's not the
sniffer.
heat. That's not the heat. That's just the chemical makeup.
Yeah.
Uh, Pieces of Toba were found in the Arctic ice core. That's 10,000 kilometers. That's more than double Yellowstone's largest eruption.
Okay. So you're saying something big
It,
happened in? Yeah. Something big
yeah,
happened.
the,
Yeah.
the world pretty much froze overnight, and it took them 25 years to find where Toba was. Because Toba is not just one volcano. It's not just one. It's four volcanoes stacked, one on top of the other.
Wow. Yeah, that sounds dodgy, doesn't it? Yeah.
It's
Instability.
hella sketchy, is that thing. And right now, her cycle has actually started because her two magma chambers are merging. It's going to take a long time, don't get me wrong. But what makes Toba so dangerous is that, unlike other volcanoes, Toba can get an instant refill from the upper mantle like that. In a snap, she can get an instant refill.
So something's well overdue to happen, isn't it? I think within the 100 years. I mean, it's overdue in my book, but I'd say give it within the 100 years. Something's going to
It
affect us like that.
if something does happen, then it will be one major lesson for humanity as a whole, because we should have been looking for mitigation techniques long before we are now. We
It's a
should have
shame we
been.
can't do like surgery on some of these things or prevention. Like
It's
chuck an ice bomb down there or something. You know what I mean?
you don't want to be doing that.
Well, yeah, I suppose that's the old chip fire
No,
thing. If you throw water on it, you're going to
right,
burn your face off. Yeah.
yeah, because I was going to say, have you never put cold water into a hot pan?
But like bypass it some way. Through I don't know. I just think they could do some prevention, but obviously they can't. It's big
It's
land masses, isn't it?
that they are too volatile.
Well,
You
at
just
least
got to stand back and let them go.
you think they'd have some prep and dig a trench where it makes the lava go off somewhere else. I
Oh
don't know.
no, they can do that. They've done all that. I mean, Hamer High. It was either 1978 or 1973. Okie doke, Kipper Sniffer. Thank you very much for stopping by. Right, when Hamer High erupted, Elfell, they the people were okay to be evacuated, and then the lava started heading for the harbour. Now, Hamagai is a fishing village in Iceland, and if that lava had taken out the actual harbour, they would have lost every ounce of economy that island had. So what they did, they started fighting back. They started pumping gallons and gallons of seawater and created a dam out of its own lava to channel the lava away from the harbour. And
It
that's been
rhymed.
done again
It
at
rhymed.
Mount Etna. Now,
Okay.
Iceland are amazing because when I was moderating the volcano live streams, we watched them dig trench after trench after trench when the lava was meters away. I mean,
Right.
those guys had nuts.
Bit late, isn't it? Bit
They had
late.
nuts of solid steel. They were out there in the diggers just digging and digging and digging.
Yeah.
Because even though where the eruption was happening in Iceland, even though there weren't many homes, there were no homes, there was no um buildings or lives but all the infrastructure was underground. All the telecommunications is underground, and the lava was heading for there.
Okay.
And they they were out there. They were digging and digging and digging for days, months even. They're still there now, digging and digging and digging, trying to prevent, their
Catastrophe.
telecommunications
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
dying off.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So
it.
Arky says put a cork in it. I mean,
Funnily enough, Vesuvius has a natural cork now. It's got
yeah.
8 kilometers worth of rock in the main summit. So the next time Vesuvius erupts, it's going to have to come out of a vent.
Right. Okay.
But luckily, we have knowledge from Mount St. Helens lateral blast. Luckily. Because it was actually Mount St. Helens that saved a lot of people in oh god,
I'm going
great
to put
part.
a kettle on. Yeah, I'm going to put a kettle on.
But yeah, thank you very much. I mean, I've loved talking about all this stuff tonight, and
So, why? It's good.
it's it's something that I love. And anyone that's interested, I don't mind doing a question and answer with you at all. Like I say, I know it's not everyone's cup of tea.
Well, yeah, well, I mean, if people want to talk about football, they talk about football. If they want to talk about
Yeah,
this, talk about this. This is your channel. I've enjoyed, I'm enjoying it. It's good.
but
I'm
one
just
of the
trying to think
most
of prevent. There's nothing. There's not very many preventions you can do, is
no,
there?
no,
Apart from
no.
stuff in the water,
The only
seismic.
thing you can do is mitigate the suffering, and even
Yeah.
then, that all depends on the volcano and what it's going to do and what it's got. Now, when I was moderating the first Iceland eruption, I'm sure it was 2021. We watched a guy forge a dagger in the lava. Some Icelandic guys were out there forging in the magma.
Wow.
Holy crap! The skill they needed
I
was
just
like,
think they,
what the fuck?
they they must have been doing that for bear time, innit?
Oh yeah, but then there was also another idiot that decided to make bacon and eggs, which was not really something you expect to see on a volcano live stream. Someone coming up and cracking a couple of eggs and bacon in a frying pan, whipping up a breakfast.
So you say like valuable metals and jewels can be blown out these volcanoes. I've never
Well,
heard that one before. Never heard that.
they're created by volcanoes. All our jewels, our gold, our diamond,
Yeah, I
rubies,
heard it was.
emeralds, tanzanite.
So it's pressures, hot pressures.
Yeah, because it all depends on when they're cooled.
Mm.
It's not the heat, it's the cooling. No, they didn't, Nessie. They didn't eat it. They couldn't have eaten it. It would have been
The
sulfur
fumes in it.
heaven. It
Yeah,
would have been sulfur heaven.
yeah, it'd be toxic, wouldn't it?
Hmm. Yeah. Well, yeah. That was. It was an amusing moment. There's a volcano currently spitting out gold in Antarctica, Art Stew. Diamonds and all of that. It's volcanic in origin.
Well, and it's happening right now.
Yeah, I don't know if it's still erupting. Um, Let me just find out. Yes, Mount Erebus is it's releasing round about 80 grams of gold daily. It's worth about $6,000 if anyone can get there and grab some.
Right, so because I thought gold was like from exploding stars and that, but you're saying it's sort of like chemically made in volcanoes and that, or is it just melted and redistributed? Is that the?
Epithermal gold deposits are associated with volcanic rocks. These deposits were formed when hot molten rock associated with volcanoes provided a heat source to drive near-surface groundwater into kilometre-scale convection systems in the Earth's crust.
Right, okay, because that's like a bit like what's it when you make gold? Archimedes. I can't remember what it's bloody called.
Well, there are 5 ways gold deposits are formed.
Yeah.
Volcanoes are one of them.
Right.
Greenstone belts, environment styles. Gold forms in close association with volcanoes or are hosted in volcanic rocks.
Right. Yeah. So the rocks
So,
are. I think. Yeah. I think the gold component comes from exploding stars. With other stuff as well, with lots of other stuff, and then obviously the volcanoes spit it out
yeah,
again. Yeah.
it's certainly one of the ways gold deposits are formed for sure.
Yeah.
It like I say, I don't know much about exploding stars because I know a little bit. I have a telescope. I know a tiny, minuscule amount of astronomy, but my love is Angry Hill.
Yeah, of course, I like the Angry Hill
Angry
terminology.
Hill.
It's very good. But yeah, I love all the other stuff as well. So
Oh
I'll
yeah,
mix it up. I'll
yeah.
mix it up. Even sharks, they fascinate me.
Oh, I love sharks. I do.
I love it when people eat them. On a survival
Oh
thing. On a survival
yeah,
thing, that's quite good.
yeah. Nessie. I got on onto the lavvy last night. This my ass hadn't even touched the porcelain when my cat jumped into my wheelchair, and I was sat on the lavvy for about 15 minutes trying to get the little shite off it. Twiggy. I got out. She got in before my grave had even started to fucking cool. I was trying to get around. She just kept hissing at me. Fucking hell. No, I don't know where the hell she was here a minute ago. God knows where she is. Yeah, she probably hasn't forgiven you.
I've got to trim his claws at some point. They're getting, you just take the hooks off.
Yeah,
Little shit bag.
them. Oh yeah, that's the photo I was going to show Nessie. The windsill at Hadrian's Wall. That's the one I was going to show her. This is the Great Windsill at Hadrian's Wall.
Wait, you got a picture of it? There we
There
go.
you go.
Oh yeah, yeah. Look at that.
Now look at that. You can see the suture. You can see where it mixed and solidified together. That is that is a that is a phenomenal shot. I don't know the photographer. If I did, I would be not worthy at their feet. But that
do you
is
know
a
that?
phenomenal photograph.
Do you know that reminds me of those something like not quite, but similar to like when the ice, where you can see it's been in an ice age, but not quite. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Have you seen that? Where like there's
Um
a gully where the ice has sort of been and melted away.
Hello, Timmy. Good to see you too.
It's Temmie here.
There you go, Nessie. That
Hey.
was Hadrian's Wall. That was in that photo. You can see where it locked together. That's the suture of the UK. That's the stitch line. It's fantastic.
It's mental, isn't it?
Fantastic. It really is.
The stitch line. I like that.
Yes, yes. Because England and Wales crashed into Scotland and Northern Ireland,
Right.
and
Okay.
Scotland and England kind of stuck together, if you will. No, it's not quite a fault line, Art Stew. It's more like where two pieces of land kind of
Merch.
glued themselves together by by magma solidified deep underground, and that's one of the reasons why that whole area is now so stable, because it was glued beautifully. Yes, yes, the Giant's Causeway. Yes. What's the volcano off of Scientology? I have no idea what the volcano off of Scientology is called. I haven't a clue.
Oh, I was waiting for a punchline. Yeah.
but that it but the photograph I've just shown, Art Stew, that's what's called an intrusive volcano. It's where the magma cools before it ever reaches the surface. So the land just gets pushed up and up and up. The stronger ground rises to the surface while the weaker ground gets pushed down. And if you look around the UK, you've got the peaks, you've got the dales, you've got all of these greenery, and that is basically what happened. Because England and Scotland and Ireland, they were so seismically active, Wales as well, they were so seismically active that the weaker ground simply couldn't take the strain, and that weak ground went down and the stronger ground came up. But underneath both that weak and strong ground, there was magma solidifying together, and it stuck. It stuck two land masses together.
I like that. Stitchway, glue,
Yeah,
same thing, exactly. Yeah.
yeah. That.
But
Well done, Nessie. Glencoe.
go
Spot
on, Nick.
on.
Go
Well
on,
done,
Nick.
Nessie. Top of the class. Top of the class. 100%. Well done.
I was going to say, so
Oh.
most of these countries have a lot of gold, don't they? Right, we don't have gold in this country, do we? As in, like in the ground, do we? Probably
Um.
offshore somewhere under a fucking plate.
Yes, we are, Lupinski. We're talking about way back when England was sandwiched somewhere between North America, Hawaii, and Iceland, when we were still connected to Greenland, because we were one land.
Yeah,
We,
papaya, wasn't it?
yeah,
Pangea? Was it Pangea?
yes,
Pangea.
it was Pangea.
Pangea.
Yeah,
That was
that's
it.
that's
Yeah.
where we were sandwiched.
Yeah, I reckon that's where most of the migration happened, and then obviously it got
Yeah.
a bit harder and harder. But yeah.
Yep.
But I see.
Nessie, get panning. Yeah, find me some gold too. Go,
Yeah.
you go to Antarctica, Art Stew, and you get me that 6K gold. Do it. I have to take a quick oxycodone pill because I'm aching again. I'm starting to ache a
Yeah, I
lot.
need to take some, but I'll sit here. I'm fine. I'm good.
It won't take me 2 moments
No worries.
because I've run out of liquid and I'm going to beg the doctor on Monday for a new bottle because I am tired of my supply running low.
Yeah, I managed to once they once I got out and that I didn't need any more. Or, I don't know what you're taking, but
Oxycodone.
oxycodone, wasn't it? Or something.
Yes. If do you mind my asking what happened to you, Jay? If it's not
That's all right. Yeah, so I've got a blockage
still
in the right.
swapping invalid stories.
Yeah, I was like housebound for a bit, and then I lost that. But there's a blockage in my left leg, the longest one,
Oh,
and that was affecting the blood supply to my foot. And I've got a blockage in the right leg, which is smaller.
oh. So
So I've got to go back and have
thrombosis.
that one done. But yeah, that's where I'm at. It's no big deal though. Well,
Are
it
you
is and it
talking
isn't.
about thrombosis here?
Thank fuck I ain't got the thrombosis because I'm moving and that. But in hospital,
Oh, fantastic.
yeah. But
Fantastic.
yeah, yeah. So they took a vein out. They took a vein out and bypassed it.
Ah,
Yeah,
well,
it's all right.
hopefully you keep getting on the mend.
Well,
Hopefully.
I've got
All
to go in
fingers crossed
Monday.
for you.
They've moved the appointment from the 9th of December to Monday. And I was like, okay, that's not good
Oh,
then, is it? That's not good.
well, all fingers and all 15 fingers and toes crossed for you. That everything is
Did you
as
say
good as it can
15?
be.
Did you
Yeah.
say 15? It's 20,
No,
isn't
I
it?
can't say 20, can I?
Oh, right. Okay. Well, yeah, sorry. Sorry. I didn't get that at first. Sorry, mate.
It's all right.
have you
It's,
take your oxy? Do your oxy? Is it fluid? Yeah, fluid. You said
pardon?
it's in a fluid. You take it fluid.
No,
Oxycodone.
I take pills and liquid.
Ah,
The pills are slow release, but the liquid is instant release.
42 years of smoking, don't now, Peter Arcash. So put that cigarette out and that joint, yeah. And if we get there, yeah.
Oh Lord, Jay. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's the thing. That's the thing. No one's sort of said is that for me, like I smoked for 42, 43 years, so it's going to cause problems in the end. But I wouldn't say it was down that road, Arcash. I think the lockdown, and getting into YouTube, I suppose, has
Yeah.
announced. But it's a good outlet, isn't it? It's good. Well, it can be good unless you're a wrong un, you know. But then, who cares about the wrong uns? But yeah, it's a good outlet, and I enjoy it. But what's
It
that?
does art stew.
Yeah, yeah. So where was we? Where was we?
Yeah. I've really enjoyed being able to just talk all this out. You know.
But yeah, it's good. I mean, like who said it? Was it Kipper Sniffer said you should be on top subject on Mastermind. You'd be killing it. So yeah,
I would brain fart constantly.
I don't
I'd
think you
sound like
would.
friggin' Homer Simpson.
Yeah, live telly would be different, isn't it? But it would
Oh
be.
God, yeah. But Jesus, yeah.
Well, you got to start somewhere, ain't you? No worries.
I'm down to just light as a day now. Oh God. I, um. Yeah. It's not often I get asked questions about volcanoes these days. It's not.
Well
You know,
said,
like
mate.
when I was a kid, I used to get adults asking me all the time because they thought it was adorable. A kid had this knowledge, and
Mm.
it got to the point where I would just look at them and go, because I used to get really rude about it. I would be like, read a book
Yeah,
and
yeah.
soak off.
That reminds me of a certain new YouTuber, well, to me, who has got quite an attitude. Funny little fucker, though, but it's gone to the dark side, I'm afraid. I won't say his name. Shame. But it does make me laugh. It does make me laugh. Is it do your own research? It's funny.
Unless it's a push by how many else?
Yeah, that particular bike was much better than a sports bike, if you know what I mean, for the position. But I can't ride it. I can't ride it. So I'm fucked. I think, yeah, part of the problem could have been in the foot, yeah, with the gears. I don't know. 'Cause, I don't know. We shall see anyway. But yeah, it's just sitting there, man. I need to get rid. I need to get rid. I need PP to come and pick it up. Give me 500 quid or something.
Yeah. Right. Oh, it's almost 8 o'clock, so I'm gonna be
Ending it,
cutting
yeah?
off shortly.
Okay, well, it's
About
been a
five
pleasure.
minutes.
It's been
And it's been
brilliant.
an absolute pleasure to answer your questions, Jay. And I hope I've cleared a couple of things up
Well,
and given you things to look for and look at, and like I say, do your own research about
yeah, well, I
and
look
see
forward
what
to
you
your next live.
find, and then come back and we'll talk some more.
Yeah, and I look forward to your next live about Krakatoa when you sorted
Oh
out the
yes,
visuals.
I'll
Yeah,
yeah, because I want to do that girl justice.
yeah, of course you do.
Because I won't just ramble about it and have you know random photos showing this vent or that vent. I
Yeah,
want I want to show her.
alls and ins and outs, absolutely. I'm going
Yeah.
to jump in the chat, sit and spin.
Okie
Thanks for
doke.
having me up,
And
mate. Appreciate
yeah,
it.
you're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you, love. Bye.
Right. It's been absolutely fantastic. And thank you all for coming and sitting through what I can only imagine was probably boring for a lot of you, but your support for this stream, it's I won't forget it. I can promise you that. I really, really won't. I know every name that's been here tonight, and like I say, I will not forget a single one of you. Not once. Thank you, Nessie. Thank you. And on that note, I'm going to head off for now and let my ears cool down. And Danzakong and I are going to finish watching our AEW wrestling. Huzzah! Right. Come on, Temmie. What do you call a volcano that watches TV? Inactive! Ah! Oh, God. I like that one. Right, I will see. I'll see you all later. Thank you all for coming.